You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
That video was posted on YouTube, and then YouTube pulled it down after this event took place. Christie went ahead and reposted. Christie had 92 videos of. She's busted up rape squads in the valley out there. She's got lots of videos. She's been in the face of the enemy for quite some time, and it looks like that we have her on hold now. I don't want to keep her any longer. Just remember, this is a single mother of 2 children. This is about the force of the police. This is about the white were not allowed, and including white members of the Border Angels were not allowed. And so let's go ahead and go to Christie.
Hello there.
Okay. Hi, Christie.
How are you?
We're wonderful. How are you hanging in there?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you.
But if you could take a minute and just share with our listening audience, how long have you been active? What are the indicators there in San Diego, Chula Vista, that you are in occupied territory? And how do you perceive the media and law enforcement treating you differently as a woman? And then please tell us about today's events.
Just getting, well, interested in 2001, but getting really active in 2005, and then active here locally, kind of out there a lot about the beginning to the middle of 2006, and realized that this is my goal. I need to get a camera and expose the truth.
It gets you in trouble, won't it?
You know, proving that all of these accusations are not true. In fact, it's the opposite. And in addition, the police are refusing to protect us and act on multiple events. There's been many times where they used to intimidate us and make us turn our camera off, until I found out that no, I can keep it rolling, in fact. So that was my intent, is to go and expose the truth about the opposition and the law enforcement and how our rights are being taken away on a daily basis. I grew up here in Chula Vista. I can actually see the border fence from my house. And this was never an issue. I mean, of course, there were illegals here, and in fact, as a child, in high school, what we did is we'd go down to the border and watch at night where, you know, they'd have their picnics and play loud music and make it a party, and the lights would go out, and then literally thousands of them would run across, and it was like watching a football game, because there were just a couple agents trying to catch whoever they could, and so you know, as a child, obviously, I was unaware of this invasion. I had moved away a little over a decade ago and came back 3.5 years ago. And what I came back to here was just unbelievable. You can't get a job unless you speak a foreign language. Your kids aren't taught to read in school if they don't speak one particular foreign language. Were victims of crime or also witnesses of crime, and the police always side with the criminal. It's just endless. I can go on. And for standing up and telling the truth, I ended up losing my job.
What happened today?
Well, all I know, well, something very interesting and odd. Police came to my house Monday night, a little after 10 o'clock, supposedly to just check on me because they heard I might be in danger. While one officer was downstairs with me, the other one was going through my house, and when I asked why, the explanation was to see if I was being held hostage or something, which, you know, but now looking at the search warrant and the description of my house, I know that that's why they came here Monday night. You know, they're using a different personal situation to try to break me down and get information. The search warrant was for all of my video or, you know, any type of media, my computers, any tapes, any discs, this and that. They took it away. Of course, they have no idea how long it's going to be because quote, they have murder cases ahead of me, it'll take a month, unquote. I'm not charged with anything, which is interesting, but they did question me for over 4 hours about things and didn't read me my Miranda rights. It's just all kind of interesting, and then he basically tried to give me advice because he listened to my cell phone messages and went through my cell phone even though none of that was on the search warrant. He wouldn't even let me touch my own phone, and then asked that I don't talk to the media, but I think it's great that the media 3 times already tonight showed that, I'm on to SCPD. And not just me, people are outraged. And I've talked with 2 lawyers already whom I don't even know, who ended up contacting me, and they said that there's something, I don't know about this. I've never been a criminal. I'm just a girl who wants to save her country. But some type of injunction that can freeze like all the video on my computer, because if they delete it, then we have no evidence of all the numerous things that, times that they violated our rights or refused to take reports, even when the cops themselves had been witness to the crime. Well, all of my rights have been violated, and the sad fact of the matter is I can't trust anyone. And I knew that, all the numerous death threats and my house getting lit on fire and broken into and everything bad. I mean, I know that the opposition wants to kill me. I know that I've been public and on world news going out against the Mexican government, and I expect, those people to be against me, but now I have nowhere to turn. I can't even trust our own law enforcement.
It's a tough education, but you're ahead of the curve because you're learning it ahead of everybody else is going to learn it if we're not successful in slowing it down, and that's a fact. Did you get an inventory receipt for what they took out of your house, Christie?
Well, yeah, but now that I went upstairs, it's half-assed, and I actually just went upstairs right now. I wish I could give you more detail, but the phone's been ringing off the hook all day. But yeah, it's a really half-assed list, and they didn't show me what they took. They just took bags, and then they took it out while the other guy was keeping me separate. And then I just went upstairs, and they obviously took things that are not on this list that they gave me that they did not let me see. Oh, they only wrote down 1 computer now that I'm looking at this, and that's a lie. They took my children's computer.
Oh, my. Well, what you've been is robbed under color of law.
So, you know what? I have no way for anyone to communicate who's interested in learning more about this. So without my phone number, because everyone who, they all have it anyway.
Folks, Christie needs your help. The only crime she's committed is trying to expose the criminals who are running San Diego. And I promise you, if you don't act now and we don't nip this in the bud, we're going to be being treated exactly the same way, and some of us already have been. Christie, give you 30 seconds to close out. Thank you for calling, and God bless, and we're going to do all we can to help you.
I'm not going to back down. I'm going to do everything I can to expose the truth and stop this from getting worse than it already has. All right, thank you.
God bless.
God bless.
There you have it, folks. That's live. That's happening right now in San Diego because an American female, 34-year-old, single mother of 2 children, chose to stand up and expose the lies. They've put a restraining order on her. She was supposed to take on a new job Monday morning. And because of the restraining order, she will not be able to take that new job. This puts her back on unemployment. Unemployment isn't enough to cover her rent, let alone to feed her and her 2 children. And so, folks, go to adfasb.com and just sign up the form. Give me your email address, zip code, and a name. I'll be happy with that. I won't bother you any more than to keep you updated on the things that are breaking around us right now, things you need to know about, things you need to stand up against, or you ain't going to have no freedom. Your children ain't going to have no freedom, and your grandkids are going to be slaves to the Chinese, to the Mexicans, if we don't stand up for ourselves.